Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to my first Q&A with the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I've had a question come in on Instagram from Sarah N. And she has asked, should I be taking probiotics? And I love this question because I get this question all of the time. And as you probably know about me, gut health is my jam. And the thing is, it's really interesting with probiotics. We've become very, very kind of, generous with them. I'm seeing them everywhere. I'm seeing them in bliss balls, I'm seeing them in breakfast cereals, I'm seeing them in so many different things. The thing is, what the research is telling us right now is that the gut bacteria that you have, that you've developed over your life, are generally going to be the best ones for you, unless you've had some sort of insult that has damaged them, depleted them, etc. So if you're just a normal, healthy person, having probiotics gives you no additional benefit. So if you're purchasing probiotics and just having them because you think it's a good idea, I'd advise that you save your money, and you actually really don't need them. You are far better to be feeding up your good gut bacteria that you already have in your body with prebiotic foods. So having things like sweet potato and onions and oats and inulin, like chicory root is what I was reaching for. Foods that are fairly high in fiber. If you just Google prebiotic foods, you'll get a whole list of them. And they're really easy to eat foods. They're not superfoods. They are just normal everyday fruits and veggies that have prebiotic qualities that will feed your good gut bacteria. So that's number one. Number two is do everything you can to preserve your gut bacteria. So the things that deplete gut bacteria are stress, processed foods, alcohol, antibiotics. Of course, if you need antibiotics, take the antibiotics, but it can be useful to take a probiotic alongside the antibiotic just to prevent the depletion of gut bacteria and the overgrowth of the not so beneficial bacteria. So that is one probably instance where it is good to take it. Another instance where you would take probiotics is when you are working on a specific health issue with a practitioner that is advising you as to what probiotics are good for the medical condition that you are wanting support for. For example, we have probiotics that have been clinically trialed in things like Crohn's disease, in acne, in depression, in IBS, in the urinary tract infections. Like there's so many really specific probiotics that are there to assist with specific medical conditions. But I really advise against having a daily high dose probiotic. Like there's these probiotics I'm seeing out there that have got a gazillion bacteria, and we don't need it. And there is thought that it's potentially damaging. So we don't want to be putting stuff in our body that we don't need. It's also a waste of money. When you're looking at probiotics in things like kombucha or kefir or yogurt and things like that, that's a little different because there's only so much of that you can actually eat or drink. Caveat on that, I did have a client a couple of years ago that was having about 2 liters of kombucha a day because he was trying to get off Coke and he thought he would just substitute it over for a fizzy drink, which was the kombucha. He ended up in hospital getting surgery. They couldn't find anything wrong with him, but the doctors told him they thought he just like really kind of had done some nasty things to his gut bacteria with having all of that kombucha. So if you're going to have stuff like that, have it, but have it in moderation. Let's have it as a treat. Yogurt, obviously, that's not so much having it as a treat. If that's something you eat every day, that's cool too. Because again, you're not going to sit there and eat a kilo of yogurt. So yeah. So I hope that answers the question, Sarah. Thank you so much for sending that question in. Please feel free to continue to send me questions. I'll be doing a Q&A every single week on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. And I like having these little quick questions to connect with you. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, please make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts or the follow button if you're on Spotify so that you can get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't, then head over to susiegarden.com and grab my 8 essential age-defying secrets every woman over 40 should know right now. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.